Hi, Facebook. How are you? How is everyone doing? I just wanted to come on to talk about burnout to boss moves. Well, it is evident that we're all burnt out. And I can't say this enough that our jobs does not allow us to take a little break or to break free of the stress that we go through. And sometimes it impacts not just our health, but it impacts our faith, it impacts our fitness, it impacts our family, and it certainly impacts our finance because we're so burnt out that it's hard for us to actually go and find something else to do, whether it's another online business or what they would say like a side hustle, or to even pursue, a dream that you've had. And so it is really, really hard. And I put in a post yesterday about just the struggle that I have or the wall that I hit with my online business as well, and that is so hard to find a system to give me that passive income as well. And so, with that said, I would love to hold on. With that said, I would just love to be able to explore other things, right? And in exploring other things, I I was able to meet an amazing superwoman that is going to join us today and actually talk to us about some of the things that. Hold on a second. Let me get Aisha on. Bring them on camera.
I'm here. Can you see me?
I can't. Says that you're watching and I'm trying to bring you on camera.
I can see you.
You can?
Yes.
Maybe they're able to see me. All
Yeah.
right, that's cool. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Have someone drop a one in the comments for you if they can see me and you together.
all right. Let's see if there's anyone else on. Can you go ahead and drop a one for us in the chat? Let me know if you're able to see both of us on camera. Um, I haven't seen anything yet.
That's okay. We'll roll with it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna just roll with
Yeah.
it. So I was just speaking, Aisha, about just the stress of my stress and being burnt out in working a 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 9 to 8. Some of the hours varies. And I stepped into the online space about 3 or 4 years, 4 years ago, and it's so difficult to find that passive income as well as pursuing your passion, right? It's almost like one suffers without the other, and then I would just love to learn just how you're doing it and share some stuff with me. So I would just like for you to first introduce yourself, and then I have a few questions that I think my audience would love to know the answer to, because I know that I'm not the only one that is burnt out, who needs to make boss move, who needs to become the CEO of their life, whether it's in their
Yes.
faith, in their family, or in their finance.
Yes, absolutely. So, hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. My name is Aisha Taylor. I'm a doctor. I'm an OBGYN physician. I've been practicing for about 17 years. I've been married for 26, almost 27 years. I have three kids. And about 4 years ago, let me just give you a little backstory. My husband was also in healthcare up until about 4 years ago. And we spent most of our marriage, most of our child raising kind of attached to our Staples calendars, right? His call schedule, my call schedule. We would pretty much only get to vacation maybe together. Sometimes we have to take vacation separately because, if you understand the demands of healthcare, we don't always get to have a say in our time off. And I'm sure that's the same for a lot of people. You have to put in the request, they have to approve it. And so maybe one person gets it and the other person doesn't. So we spend a lot of our time maybe, handing off the kids in the parking lot, seeing each other maybe once or twice a week, having dinner together maybe once or twice a week, maybe one weekend a month. And so I just I really have been praying for change. Like I really needed something to change. I wanted to spend more time with my husband. I wanted to be able to freely participate in my kids' activities. But let's be real, you can't do that without income sacrifice, right? Like I had big bills, big loans, all the things. And so um, I remember the day I drove up to my office and I parked my car and I literally couldn't get out of it. And I sat there and I sat in front of my office and I thought, like, I have nothing to give today. Like, I literally have nothing to give. And I went back home. I went home and I spent the day in bed. And my husband was like, "Well, we're gonna give you this rest day, but like, what's going on?" And I had just told him I was completely burned out. I was burned out of our lifestyle. I was burned out on how we were trading our time for money. How there was no end in sight. Like we were on this path of retirement, and at the time, I was only 40 45. And I was like, I can't like hope and wish and dream until 60, 65 until something changes. Like something has to change now. I can't continue on this path, trading this time for money, trying to get out of debt, right? And then continue this hamster wheel and we're going to look up and we're going to be old. Our kids are going to be out of the house and we've missed most of what's important to us. And
Yep.
so, you know, he didn't have a plan. I didn't have a plan. So I spent the day kind of just scrolling social media.
Right.
And so I was in my bed and I was just kind of looking through, just aimlessly taking in stuff, whatever. And I came across someone who posted, and she was just kind of like speaking to me. And, I thought, gosh, I spent so much time dedicating to medicine, school, having babies in training, and then having to bounce right back. How is this person living this life that I want? And they're not a doctor. I mean, basically, I've sacrificed all this time and education and money, and they have all this freedom. Like, what are they doing differently? How did I miss the memo? And so,
Right.
a simple DM, a simple message sparked a conversation. And once the conversation was had, I had an open mind to whatever I could do to make that shift. And that's kind of how I ended up in the online space. Like I had no experience in anything other than medicine. I didn't have a social media following. I wasn't an influencer, like nothing. I was just a mom, a wife, a doctor, completely burned out, and I had it. Like there was nothing anyone could do to convince me to continue on that path. Like I was so desperate to find something to just shift everything. And that's what led me into the online space.
Awesome. Awesome. I love your story and I can connect, right? It's just one DM from you that made me go,
Yes.
there's something different about this young lady. Like her spirit, everything is amazing. I just read a verse, that God causes everything, to work together for our good, right? And so
Absolutely.
um with that said, I just love to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Sure.
Um, how did you get, so I understand where the shift came from and and when the light bulb kind of went off when you were completely burnt out, but how did you get started in high ticket?
Well, like I said, I had no experience. I didn't know like what high ticket was, what online sales was. Like I practiced medicine. And so when I reached out to this particular individual, we had a brief conversation about what my goals were. And basically, I knew I couldn't continue another 6 months along that path. And so she showed me a simple done for you system that had proven to work for other people, was proven to work for her. Clearly, it was what the lifestyle she was living that attracted me. So clearly, it was working for her.
Right.
And so I just asked her, like, can you teach me what you're doing? Literally, can you teach me what you're doing to do things differently? And once she said yes, she taught me how to plug in and has mentored me every step of the way. And I'm here for almost 5 years later doing the same for other women. And that's the thing that we need to understand is that if we don't share what we have going on, like I would have never knew that this existed. My world is surrounded by doctors. My world is surrounded by people who put their head down and look up when retirement happens, right?
Right.
But if you don't start to open your mind to other ways, then you will miss out on so many opportunities that can change the trajectory of your life. And that's exactly what this business has done for me. It's completely changed my life in so many ways. Like, I can't even believe sometimes that this is the life I live now by one decision that I made 4 years ago.
That is so awesome. How did you know that it was a fit for your goals? Because we all
Well,
have our goals, right?
yeah.
So, like, how did you know that this kind of fit for your goals?
Well, part of it was I had to try something, right? Like, I had tried some things before. I tried like telemedicine and doing other things in medicine. But what I realized is I didn't want to practice medicine anymore like that. I wanted something that could bring my passions back, something that would free me up, allow me to serve in a different way.
Mm,
But I didn't know what that was. And then honestly, I didn't want to build a business from the ground up. Like, I didn't want to like start from scratch.
yeah,
And so once I understood that this business model was literally plug and play, like a done for you system with tremendous support and mentorship, I
right,
thought, well, I've been mentored through med school, I've been mentored through residency. This is my life has been someone
right,
mentoring and shaping me. So
right,
why would this be any different? Like, why would this individual not be able to mentor and shape me to have the lifestyle freedom that I want? So if I can just open my mind to the possibility that this can work for me, and I
right,
think me making that decision of, if this works, everything can change. But if
right,
I don't take the chance and I stay in the same spot, like, it was not good, right? And I was literally thinking of walking away from medicine altogether and just doing something completely different. But what I realized is that I just needed that balance. I need to be able to practice medicine because I wanted to, not because I had to.
right.
And I needed another way to climb out of debt
Mm,
without
mm,
sacrificing all my blood, sweat, and tears and time and away from my husband and my kids.
love
So
it,
I think
love it.
that's what kind of pushed me to try something different, even though I didn't understand if the plan wasn't completely laid out. But I knew if I kept putting one foot in front of the other, I would get there, right?
Yes, 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 yes. I love it. I love that. And all of us, I would think, whether we're in medicine or corporate America, we all have that debt to
Oof.
deal with, and we have to dig
Yes.
ourselves out of school loans and all of that. So
Yes.
I think, we can all testify to that one. So let's move into the plan a little bit.
Yeah.
What was your first thoughts when you saw the business and the compensation plan?
So I actually, when I saw the compensation plan, I was like, first of all, I'm
Like
over
what?
here with capped income, right? I'm with capped income because this job has determined how much I'm worth before I even interviewed, right? So they've told me, like, oh, this is how much we're paying. But when I realized that this business structure allows uncapped income, like, no one's capping how much I can make an infinite amount of money. And that's when I started to shift my mindset to understand, okay, there's wealth to be obtained. I just need to know how to get there. So I
Mhm.
think when I saw the ability to earn uncapped income, that was the thing that shifted for me. And I think the other thing is the mentorship, knowing that I had a community of people to guide and shape. I'm not a stranger to training, right?
Correct.
That's
Correct.
what I've gone through. So I knew that if I could use my skill and my knowledge to allow them to show me exactly what I needed to do, I could plug in and duplicate these results, right?
Yeah.
And then the other thing was, it was a company and a product that I could get behind, right? Like, we deal with so much sickness, and I think people underestimate the foundation of health. And, one of it is just rest, time, not burning the candle at both ends, but
Yes.
also having the money to be able to live life the way that it aligns with you, right? um, I had big goals, big dreams, big things that my husband and I wanted to do, but our debt and our financial situation wouldn't allow that because we had to go to work. Like, we had to go and to someone else's job, build their dream in order to try to continue to climb out of this.
Hmm.
And let's be real, you know what happens? You try that, you put the plan down, you feel overwhelmed, you're like, I need a
It doesn't.
vacation. You put the
Mhm.
vacation on the
You're
credit card,
back
you
to
go on
square one.
vacation, you keep doing it, or you want the purse, or you want the bag, or you want the spa treatment, right? You want all these things
Right.
because you need the break because you're burned out. because you're trying to get out of debt, but then you're back, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of the cycle that I was on. And when I saw that this could allow me to earn income from anywhere, like I could be home with my kids, I could be traveling, I could be at the office, that was kind of the nudge that I needed to try,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that's kind of what led me here.
Okay. Well, another question. What has been your biggest win so far,
Oh
or your biggest
my
income
goodness.
month
Mm.
that you've had so far?
So I would say my biggest win has been retiring my husband out of healthcare.
Yeah.
So my husband was a big skeptic when it came to me even entertaining having an online business. He's like, what are you talking, like, what are you talking about? You take a nap and you go back to work, right? Like,
We
you need
have
a
no
nap,
time for this.
right? He's like, you just need a good nap, you're tired, right? And I was, but it was more than that. I
Mhm.
wanted more,
Yeah.
right? And so, my biggest win was seeing him walk away from his job. And not because we had earned all the income that we needed for him to do that, but because I knew this was the path and I saw the potential and I knew that it would get us there
Mm,
if we could just, if I could get my time freed up a bit to just pour in a little bit more, because I was working
mhm,
70 hours a week
mm,
per week. And
mm.
so by freeing him up from that schedule, allowed him to kind of help more with the kids and do some other things that kind of took off my plate so that I could put a little bit more time and focus into building this. And so when he resigned and now he's in a completely different career path, like that's been the biggest blessing for me because I think that one decision, that one day I went home and canceled my patients and got in the bed and scrolled social media changed my life. And just also having the willingness to have an open mind to how things could be different. So I think that was my biggest
Sure.
win. Um, and then also the other biggest win is I was in multiple six-figure of consumer debt, credit card debt, and being able to completely pay that off without working, giving more time to the hospital was so like
It's huge.
life-changing for me. Like I can't believe like the weight that I felt. And I remember the day when my husband was like, the only thing I want for my birthday is all the credit cards paid off, right? And
Right.
this was a couple of years ago. And
Oh,
he's like, I just want all the credit cards paid off. And I didn't say anything. I just quietly kept working. But I was able to give him that gift. And we're talking multiple six figures of debt. And so
wow.
he was just blown away. He's just like, I can't believe you did it. And that's the thing, people may doubt, people may be unsure, but you have to know that right?
Yeah,
That you're in the right place with the right people. And if you just plug in, you will get the same results.
I love it. I love it. And so I hit a wall and I've
Yes.
been in the online space and I'm like, maybe this is not for me. I may
Mhm.
need to just do a little bit more grinding at work. But, for whatever reason, opportunity came to me and door
Yeah.
open. And so my goals were shifting for 2025. And I'm like, I don't even know what my goals are anymore. I do make, decent money at my job. And so it's like, okay, maybe this will be fun. I just need to figure out how to budget myself and figure life out.
Yeah.
So what are your goals for 2025 now
Mm.
that, you are in a different mindset and you've been doing this journey for 4 years? What are your goals for 2025? And we're mid-year.
Yes. So one of my goals was to acquire more income property, which we're working on that now. This opportunity has afforded us to start investing in real estate. But the other bigger goal than that is to be able to mentor and coach 100 women to change their life before the end of the
Mm,
year. Like
love that.
I realized that someone's voice, someone's boldness online changed my life, and I want to exhibit that same boldness, and I want to be that place, that that voice for someone else to realize that you may not have it all figured out, you may not know the plan, you may have lost your way and forgot your goals, but let
Mm-hmm.
me help you find them, right? Because this opportunity allowed me to meet me again. Like I uncovered things that I've forgotten about myself. I hadn't read for fun in years because I didn't have the time. I had stopped working out because I was trying to like work extra shifts. And I feel younger now and more rested now than I did 4 years ago because I said yes to myself, even if I didn't know. You know, we're so structured to look for jobs instead of opportunities. We're so structured to feel like we need to get another degree or another certificate. And I'm the queen of degrees, right? I got a lot of them, right? But I
Amen.
still was living paycheck to paycheck, right? So let's be real, like the degree, the certificates, those are great, but is it giving you the life that you want? Is it paying you the way you want it to pay you? And is it freeing up your time, right? Or are you time broke and money broke, right? So we could get all the degrees and the certificates we want, but it's still making us grind. It's not working.
Good
So
job.
it's this is about working smarter and not harder, right? And learning how to do things the way other people before me have done them. And you know, my mentor has earned well over $1 million in this company, and that is my goal, right? And to also show other women how to do this because we spend so much time being exhausted as women,
Yes.
just going, going, going. I
Hmm.
want to show you how to take your foot off the gas. It's
Yeah.
okay to coast a bit. It's okay to coast.
We don't even know how to do that. I don't even know how to compute that in my head. Like, hey, we can just chill for a little bit.
Yeah, you
Except when
can.
you're on vacation, but you're on vacation thinking about going back to work.
Yep.
So you're really not on vacation, right? So, yeah, those are big goals. I'd love to be a part of those 100 women as you mentor.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so let's wrap it up. I know folks are, at lunch and stuff, but what advice would you give to someone looking into this business or ready for that massive change?
I would say reach out, have a conversation. We talk ourselves out of so much, like, right? We convince ourselves why something wouldn't work or why, oh, that couldn't be me. I'm a completely different person than I was 4 years ago, right? Because I said yes to myself, not even understanding what that yes
Right.
meant. But it starts with a simple yes, right? So I would say reach out to you, reach out to me. You know, I'm now mentoring you in this space and helping you in this space. And you're going to be able to do that for other women. And I'm just so excited to partner with you. I'm so excited for your yes to you because your life is getting ready to completely change. And together we're going to help do that for other women. So I would just say reach out.
Yes, let's
Don't
do it.
think this, this is beyond you, or they're different, they're special, because it ain't nothing special. I got laundry in there that I'm not gonna fold because I outsource that mess now. But and it's stuff to be done, but I spend my
Right.
time on things that I can do for myself,
Right.
right? But yeah,
Absolutely.
so just a simple conversation will change everything. So just reach out. We can sit down, kind of talk about what your goals are, what you're looking to accomplish, and we can literally map out a personalized plan specifically for you.
Sounds amazing. Well, I just want to thank you, Aisha, for jumping on and thank you for talking and just giving us a different something else to think about, right? A different
Yes,
shift in our mindset and
yes,
really honing in on the thing that we all have in common is that we're all burnt out,
yeah,
right? And we're burnt out at both sides of the candles. And so we do have to make change and we do have to make moves. And those changes and moves may not necessarily be what you thought it was.
right.
And so just being open minded to learning new things, right?
Yes,
And so
absolutely.
thank you so much. And you enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and we'll talk
Yeah.
soon.
All right, take care. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye bye. Have a great one. All right, team. This is it. So we're gonna wrap up, and then we will talk soon. Drop me any messages in the chat if you want to let me know, or if you want to talk to myself, or if you want to jump on a call with myself or Aisha. Let me know, and we will talk soon. All right, that was my afternoon chat. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.